Namaste, everyone. My name is Russ Thompson. Thank you so much for joining me for today's chair yoga class. Today, for today's class, you'll need at least 2 blocks and a yoga strap. Now, if you don't have 2 yoga blocks at home, feel free to go if you have any books or like Amazon packaging boxes, anything like that will suffice. And if you don't have a strap, a yoga strap, a heavy-duty resistance band will work, an old belt or a long hand towel can also work for today's practice. A few different things before we start too. Again, this is your practice. I'm merely your guide. So at any time you need to take an extra rest, get a drink of water, anything like that, feel free to do that. So again, listen to your body, and again, safety comes first. This class is suitable for all levels of practitioners, so whether you're a beginning, intermediate, or advanced practitioner, this class is for you. For those of you who really want to have more of an intense practice, you can modify this class by using a mat, by practicing on a mat. So again, but what's great about the chair is it's really great for those who are working on their overall form, have balance issues or anything like that. Again, we're all, even though again, yoga, it's called a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect, so we can always go back to the fundamentals using a chair at any time. So wherever you're at, whether you are on a chair or a mat, we'll just start in any easy, comfortable seated position. And just if you can, close the eyes. And if you are seated on a mat, it might feel nice to sit on a prop, just to kind of get the low back, a little less tension in the low back area. Good. And wherever you are, the breath side out, H-Asana, let it all go. Good. On every inhalation and exhalation, do our best to try to do it on counts of 4. So on your next inhale, feel the breath expand across the chest for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then side out once more, H-Asana. Good. We're going to do the same thing again, but on the exhale, we're going to keep the lips sealed, and you're going to send your breath straight down towards your pelvis. We call that Ujjayi breath, or Darth Vader or fire breath breathing. So inhale, feel the breath expand across the chest. And then through the nose, sending the breath straight down towards your pelvis, like an elevator shaft on your exhale. Good. Keep that rhythm of breath going. Try your best to keep the lips sealed. But if you do have a breathing issue, or you do have like any seasonal allergies or anything like that, and you need to breathe out of the lips, if you do need to do a complete exhalation, that's fine. But if you can, maybe make a little bit of a peephole through your lips. The reason why we try to keep our lips sealed as best as possible is so this way it creates more heat in our bodies, so we can expand deeper into different poses that we hold. But it also helps with our overall heart rate to keep us in a more calm, neutral state. So keep the rhythm of breath going throughout your entire practice here, because arguably our breath is our most important thing that we do when we're practicing yoga. And as we're sitting here, again, see how your body feels. If you feel like you're hunching over a little bit, maybe engage your belly button to your low back and lengthen up through the crown of your head. So this way are your vertebrae, which are those bony things along your spine, they can stack properly and you have nice, good posture. And maybe lengthening up through the crown of the head. And as we breathe here, again, yoga isn't just about holding shapes. It's also about learning about ourselves, maybe becoming more humble, reducing stress. And it's also a good way to send love, light, and energy out to someone or something that may need it, or someone that's close to you in your life, whether it's a family member, friend, spouse, neighbor, first responders, anything of that nature. Again, maybe make an intention if you'd like to do so. A few more rounds of breath here. we'll sigh the breath out, H-Asana, let it all go. Good, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, side out. And blink the eyes open. Okay, so from here what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn my chair around here so you can get a better angle from what we're doing. We're just gonna do a nice little easy seated twist here. So no matter where you are with your seat, whether you are on a chair or on your mat, you're gonna sit, you're gonna kind of reach back to the back part of your seat. Maybe you adjust your seat a little bit if you're on a chair. What you're gonna do is you're gonna press down and away into the back part of your chair to help lengthen up the crown of your head. So again, while also being rooted evenly in our seat. Because again, yoga starts from the ground up, much like a tree. So we're gonna press down and away into the chair with the back hand, and you're gonna say with the right hand, and then the left hand's gonna go to the outer edge of your right leg. Now, on your every inhale, you're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head, and on every exhale, you're going to gently press into the right leg, gently twist, looking over the right shoulder. Now, anytime we twist, we never want to twist with our shoulders, we want to twist with our core. And our core consists of our abdominals, obliques, and low back. So to twist safely, we want to draw the navel into the low back and twist from the core. Again, not with the shoulders. So your next inhale, bring the gaze back forward. On your exhale, release the bind, and we're going to take a nice forward fold wherever you're at. So on the inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, lengthen out, reach out, and fold. And wherever you are with your forward fold, we're going to gently walk our body back up. We're going to do the same thing second side. So the right hand's going to come to the outer edge of the left leg. You're going to press down and away into the chair or your mat with the left hand. And on your inhale, lengthen up. And every exhale, twist. And again, we're not doing twisting hard. We're not trying to turn ourselves into a tornado or the Tasmanian devil. We're merely just trying to get a nice little opening here in the low back, core area, everything in the general area. Good. On your next inhale, bring the gaze back to neutral, and then reach the arms up and overhead on your inhale. And exhale, lengthen out and fold. Good. Gently begin to walk the body all the way back up nice and smooth. And give yourself a nice little shake. If you are on your mats, you'll begin to transfer your way into tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And I say that's just a reminder for any time we go into any of these different poses, when in doubt with anything that we do today, or when you do any type of health or fitness related activity, joint lines on top of joints. So whether that's knees over ankles, shoulders line up with wrists, if you expand them out, anything of that nature, just try to align everything up as close to, to a 90-degree angle or joints with joints as possible. All right, so if you are on hands and knees for tabletop position, if you know how to do cat and cow safely by moving your vertebrae up and down nice and smooth, like arching the back and things, you can go for that here at your own pace. For those of you who are seated in a chair with me, we're going to do cat-cow seated. So take your arms out again, shoulders line up with wrists, and engage in the core. So again, lower belly button to the low back. And your next inhale, invite a little bit of a back bend, maybe even draw the arms back. So the shoulder blades, which are those big bony things in your back neck. Okay, and then on your exhale, you're gonna kind of pitch forward, fold forward, and the arms are gonna come together. Inhale, invite a little bit of a back bend. Exhale and curl. To do a few more rounds just like that on your own, doesn't matter how fast or slow you're moving, Again, do what feels best for you and your body. And for those of you who are seated, again, you can keep the arm pattern with arms extended. You can take the arms to a diagonal shape, maybe field goal posts. Whatever you feel is, whatever type of arm angle you want to take, you go for it. Good. After you're done with your current round, you'll find a nice neutral spine. And then you'll just sigh the breath out, let go. Good, inhale. Sigh it out, exhale. Good, and from here, if you are on tabletop position, you're gonna take the back toes, knees left, you'll go to downward dog. For those of you who are on your chair, we're gonna find down dog. We're gonna stand up first. I'm gonna turn my chair around so you get a bit of a better angle. And from here, again, for the chair aspect, you're gonna be about a foot distance away from you and your chair. And we're just gonna kind of just take a nice little forward fold here, and we'll make our way into down dog. So once you grab onto both ends of the chair, you're gonna take one foot back about a foot distance, and then the other foot will meet the back foot. So from here, if you have any low back issues or tight hamstrings, whether you're using a mat or not, take your feet at least hip distance apart, or maybe even as wide as your mat if you're using a mat. And then from here, again, pressing down away to the sides of the chairs and rolling your triceps in. Your triceps are the back muscle, back part of your arm muscle. So rolling them back and in. So as you shift back into the chair aspect, you should feel your hips over your knees and ankles. So a nice hamstring stretch going on. Don't forget to breathe. Maybe even give your head a shake, yes or no. Maybe lift one heel off the floor at a time, like you're riding a bike. Good, and from here, what you're gonna do is you're going, only if you want to. If you need to take a break or anything like that, that's completely fine. For those of you who want a little bit of core strengthening, again, completely optional, you don't have to do this, but we're gonna shift our body in a plank pose. So if you took your feet very wide, bring them to at least hip distance apart, navel to low back, and then energize the legs, and then on your next inhale, shift the body in a plank position. And then your exhale, shift back to downward facing dog. Do 2 more times just like that, only if you're comfortable. Inhale, shift body to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And do 1 more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, and sigh the breath out, let it in, everything all go. Bend the knees, inhale. Then exhale, walk, step, hop to the front part of your chair or mat, and staying low in Uttanasana, which is standing forward fold. So grabbing onto opposite elbows, maybe wrap the arms around the legs, and go from side to side. And anytime you hear me say a term that's not in English, it's called Sanskrit. So Sanskrit is essentially an Indian yoga dialect terminology that we use in the yoga practice. So if I do say a term, I'll do my best, a term in Sanskrit, I'll do my best to interpret for you. And again, this is called Uttanasana, standing forward fold. And from here, what we'll do is we'll take our hands to hips, come up 1 vertebrae at a time, allowing the crown of the head to come up to the last part of the ceiling that reaches the ceiling. Good. And we'll make our way into Tadasana, mountain pose. So Tadasana is basically kind of like standing up nice and tall, kind of like a mountain. And mountain pose essentially is kind of like the blueprint of all standing asanas. So asana means pose, yoga pose. So again, for reason in this standing pose, we can kind of go out in many standing poses from just this position. So rooting equally in both feet with your equal weight in both feet. Relaxing the shoulders away from you. You're sending energy through your fingers. And then kind of checking in with your breath. And if you did make an intention for today's practice, maybe check in with that intention. And we'll sigh the breath out, 8 shots out, let it all go. Good. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, let it all out. And blink the eyes open. Okay, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to move into a couple rounds of half Sun Salutations. So being about, again, if you are using a chair, about a foot distance away from you in your chair. So on your next inhale, you're going to let the arms up and overhead. And exhale, leg down, fold forward. If you want to take your hands to the floor, if you have open hamstrings, that's fine. Otherwise, grab onto the chair. Inhale, let's come into a halfway lifting position. So your shoulder blades are going to shift back. Your crown head's going to lengthen out, so nice flat back. And you're going to fold forward again on your exhale. You're going to press up with your eyes, coming all the way up. And then exhale, hands come to heart. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hard to halfway lift. And fold forward again as you exhale. Pressing up with your eyes, coming all the way up. And hands come to heart center. Good, last one, here we go. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward, exhale. Press up with your eyes, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to add a little bit more movement now, so here we go. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, right leg remains forward, left leg steps back, low lunge. If you need to modify, the back knee can go to the floor. You can use your the blocks underneath the hands. If you are using a prop for a hand support like I am here, try your best to line the shoulders up with the wrists. And we're not slamming all the weight down the chair, okay, or your props or the floor. Nice lift. So, and again, anytime we're in a lunge position here too, is a trick. You want to try to level your hip, balance your hips as best as possible. So take your right thumb to right hip crease and gently draw that right hip back to square it up. And then from here, what you're going to do is we're going to take a nice little bit of an easy twist. So the left hand is going to go to the bottom left corner of your chair seat, as I am doing right here. Gaze at the cord, and we twist with our cord, ever our shoulders pressing up, and nice easy twist. Energizing the leg. Deep breath inhaling here. And exhale, top hand down. And then your choice. You can either A, the front foot will meet the back foot, and you can just go to downward facing dog. Or, for those of you who like to take what we call a vinyasa flow, or a chaturanga, if you will, you're going to make your way into plank. You're going to energize the core and body. You're going to pause and lower the height of the elbows. And on your inhale, tuck the toes, chest moves forward. You're going to go into upward facing dog. And then exhale, shift back, downward facing dog. Again, you never have to do that. Again, vinyasa basically kind of connects everything in the body. Again, yoga is about connection, and yoga actually means community or coming together. And we're doing that today on our chairs or mats, and connecting the mind, body, and spirit together. The right leg is going to come up and through when ready. You're going on the ball of the back foot, and then one breath, one motion. On your inhale, your arms are going to kind of come up to crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands down. Your back foot meets the front foot, staying low in Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward as you exhale. Press up, come up to rise, nice and smooth. And hands come to heart center. Good, second side, here we go. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, Ardha halfway lift. And then this time the the left leg will remain forward, right leg kicks back. So left side here. And our nice little lunge. And again, just keeping everything nice and balanced. Again, try to lengthen up to the crown of the head so you're getting a nice even line from the crown of your head to where your right heel is at. Maybe even take the left on the left hip crease, gently draw it back. And you can either stay here if you feel comfortable, right hand's the bottom part of your seat, and the left arm comes up, nice, easy twist. Good. Inhale here, and then exhale, your choice, going to down dog or finding plank and taking a flow, your choice. Good, left leg lifts, inhale. And then bring it forward through, come on to move the back foot a little bit, find crescent lunge here, just gonna take it for a breath. And exhale, hands down, back foot meets the front foot. Staying low. On your next inhale, Ardha, again, Ardha means half back. Fold forward, exhale. Come up to rise, nice and smooth. Hands come to heart center. All right, we're going to take 2 Surya Namaskara A's, so Sun Salutation A's. So here we go. On your next inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lengthen out and fold forward. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. And then in the exhale, your choice, go straight to downward dog or take a flow, your choice. Inhale, upward dog, you're going for it. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time, and if you're separate, you behind me, it's okay. No rush at all, take your time, safety first. Good, bend the knees, inhale. And then exhale, walk, step, jump through, staying low in Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward, exhale. Press up, come up to rise, nice and smooth. And hands come to heart center. All right, one more time. It's pretty similar to that, but we're going to change up at the very end. So be on the ready. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lengthen out and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, your choice. Take a vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. Okay, so this is your yoga. So listen carefully here. If you're on your mats, you're going to bend your knees a lot. And you're going to walk, step, jump through, make your way onto your seats. For those of you who are using the chair, you're going to bend the knees, you're going to walk to the chair, and then take your time. You're going to have a seat in the chair, and we're all going to find boat pose, Navasana. So really engage the core, lengthen through the crown of the head, and extend the arms out. All right. Now, maybe even from here, if you want to go a little bit deeper, the right leg is going to lift a little bit higher than your left, and then turn to the left. Hold for 3, flex the toes to the knees. 2, 1. We're going to come to neutral, balance the feet. Same thing left side, left leg lifts the baby a little bit higher than the right. Turn to the right. Good. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Come back to balance. Lower the feet down. Your choice if you want. Take a vinyasa or find down dog, or if you like to remain in your seat, get some water, you're more than welcome to do so. And wherever you are at, so if you're seated, remain seated for a little bit, get your breath. Those of you who didn't take that extra flow, find child's pose, please, or find a seat in your chair and get some water. Okay. Wherever you're at, we'll sigh the breath out, let go. All right, and then from here, if you are on your mat, make your way to tabletop and shift to downward facing dog. And then eventually, when you're ready, you'll come up to stand. If you want to follow my voice, you can. And everybody else, when you're ready here, you'll make your way up to stand. You're going to come to the right side of your chair. And again, for those of you who are on your mats, when you are able to, make your way up to Tadasana, mountain pose, and join us. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to move into tree pose or Vrikshasana. So we're going to start on the right side of your chair. The left leg is going to remain down and the right leg is going to turn out to the side. Now, you have a few different options. For those of you using a chair, you can use a chair. If you really need the balance, if you want to use a wall, you can use a wall for balance. If you don't need anything for balance, that's completely fine too. Just knowing that there are options for you. So, anyway, rooting down through the left foot hard, like you're literally like rooting down. So your left foot is the root system, rooting down to the earth. And the right leg is going to kick out. Even though the right leg kicks out, still drawing that left hip in. Now, maybe the right foot remains down, okay? Maybe so the right heel comes up, kind of like in a baby tree pose or baby Groot pose, as I always like to call it. Little Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy humor there for you. Maybe the foot goes below the knee. Maybe it goes above the knee, okay? I don't care where the foot goes, as long as it's not square on the side of your kneecap. If your toes are touching it, that's fine. It's not the sole of the foot. So really engaging the core, the lift of the foot and the standing leg connect. And then from here, maybe one arm lifts up, maybe two. Deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, hands to hips. If you're comfortable and you're able to, maybe that right knee moves forward, moving into baseball pitcher pose. So right knee lines up with right hip. Maybe the arms go up or stay on the chair. Maybe the right leg extends and hold and maybe flex the foot for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg down, lower the arms down. Give yourself a nice shake. All right, doing the same thing, switching sides. So switching sides here, left side. Again, rooting down hard through the right leg. Left leg will pop out again and really engage the core for balance. And again, it'll send energy throughout your whole body as well to help with that balance aspect. So pressing down into the right leg again. If you want to keep the foot at baby Groot pose, that's fine. Maybe the left foot goes below the knee by the calf, above the knee. You're not in square on the side of the knee though. Then maybe you hang on to the chair or your prop or wall. Maybe the hands come to heart center. Maybe both arms go up. Again, your choice. A deep breath, inhale. Exhale, hands to hips. Turn the left knee forward, find baseball pitcher pose. And then maybe extend that left leg out. Again, I don't care how high the leg goes. I'm worried more about the integrity of your low back, okay? So worry about the low back first. Maybe even flex the foot for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg down, lower the arms down. Give yourself a shake. Okay, from here, we're gonna take a nice little forward fold. So inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, nice and smooth. Just have a little shakes from side to side. Take your hands to hips, come all the way up one bit at a time. Before we move on to more of our staying series, let's just get a nice little let's kind of work with the neck a little bit, just to kind of, if there's any kinks in there, it's just always nice to do. So just really quick before we add on, we're gonna take the right hand up and overhead to your left ear. Then send the left arm down to a diagonal position again. So think kind of like a warrior pose almost, where you're sending energy to your fingers but relaxing the shoulders. So reaching out, lengthening through. And your next inhale, lengthen up to the crown of the head. And then exhale, dip to the right. So your right ear goes to right shoulder, trying to keep the gaze forward. Good. Inhale, bring the head back to neutral. Then exhale, release the hand bind. We're gonna do the same thing, switch sides. So the left arm goes up and overhead. Left hand touches right ear. Right arm extends, so down and away. Inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, bring the head to neutral. Then exhale, release the bind. Give yourself a shake. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take a vinyasa here, and then we'll be good to go. So what's gonna happen here is be on the ready. After we take this downward facing dog, we're gonna make our way into warrior 1, and then add on to warrior 2, reverse warrior and side angle lunge. So after you take this, I'm gonna be coming up to the front of my chair here more, so you guys can better see, and you can join me like I am here. But if you do need extra balance or help, I highly recommend, or for something for stability, I highly recommend taking your time. Again, if you're a step or two behind me, it's fine. Coming to the side of the chair and hanging on the chair for balance if you are indeed using this prop. So again, just some food for thought here as we transfer on through. All right, so let's just take, we're gonna take a vinyasa here. So here we go. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha halfway lift. On the exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog, your choice. All right, from here, and again, whatever's easiest for you. So if you're using your mat, or if you're using your mat, you can take the right leg up and through and pull it forward, and you're going to move into warrior. Find Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Again, for those of you who are using the chair, it might be a little bit easier because we'll be using the chair later. you may be using the chair later here. So again, we come to the front lip of your chair. Right foot will remain the same. The left leg kicks out. The right foot turns. The left foot turns perpendicular in between the two front chair posts. And the left leg turns in. So your front heel lines with your back heel or back inner arch. And again, before we totally go bend the front knee, kind of make sure your wrists are over your ankles. So everything, you're in a nice good striding point. This is called kind of like a star pose almost. So the right foot turns in, the left foot turns in. So you're making like a check mark here with your feet. Torso turns forward. Arms come up, right knee bends, warrior one. Okay, now we call this Virabhadrasana one or warrior one because we look like a one. Inhale here. And then exhale, hands come to heart. Right arm forward, left arm back, warrior two. So relax the shoulders, reach to the fingers. Okay, right palm up, inhale. Reverse warrior, exhale. Light touch with the back hand. Inhale here. And then exhale. We're going to find side angle lunge, but I'm going to give a little bit of an extra core option here. Option one, though, if you do want to just keep everything basic, just take your hand to the chair, the prop that you have with you. Take the arm up, and you can kind of modify through side angle lunge, okay? So turning the palm, maybe if you're able to reach out, you can. That's fine. Otherwise, we're going to get a little bit of core work here. We're going to kind of go back and forth from reverse warrior to side angle lunge. When we do side angle lunge, we're going to kind of hold like a ball of energy here. So we're really going to be working the core here. So we're going to do a round of 5. So here we go. On your inhale, reverse warrior, light touch to the ball. Light touch the back hand. Again, engage the core for balance. And then exhale, reach out, ball of energy. That's 1. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 3. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 4. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come up to warrior 2. And your choice from warrior 2, take your time. You can windmill down, take your hands to take a vinyasa, or if you want, modify, no biggie. Straighten the front leg, turn the feet in, walk the feet in. Okay? And we'll do the same thing second side. So again, your choice. Again, it's your practice, I'm merely your guide. Okay? Shake it out, shake it out. And then for those of you who are using the chair, again, so for those of you who are using a mat, I should say, bring your left leg forward. When you're ready, find warrior 1. For those of you who are using the chair, again, left leg remains in between the two chair posts. The right leg kicks out. Find your star shape. The left foot's going to turn in, so it's in between the two front chair legs. The right foot turns in. Okay, so you're making that check mark. Fine. Make sure you're within that strike zone with either the back middle part of the foot or back heel. And then when you're ready, again, turn that back quadricep in. Engage the core, front knee bends. Find warrior 1. Good, inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart. Left arm forward, right arm back, warrior 2. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to smile too. We're only holding shapes. And now here we go. On your inhale, left palm up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Light touch the back hand. And then from here, come back to neutral. And again, your choice. Stay here in regular side angle lunge. Again, you modify however you'd like. Or we're going to go for the round of 5 again, ball of energy. So here we go. On your inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, ball of energy, that's 1. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 3. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 4. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come back up. Take your time. Find warrior 2. And if you want, windmill the hands down. Take downward facing dog or a flow. Otherwise, bring the front leg to straight or micro bend. Again, we never want to, micro bending means not putting so much pressure on that joint, bending it a little bit. Turn the feet in and walk the feet in. All right. Give yourself a shake. If you need some water, child's pose, anything like that, feel free to do so. Okay. So from here, again, if you are holding down dog, or if you're taking a child's pose, again, or if you're separate 2 behind me, again, you'll find down dog if you're on your mat, and eventually your right leg will come forward eventually in time, and you'll find warrior 1. For those of you who are standing with me here with the chair, again, take your time, but we're going to find warrior 1 again. This time, again, if you need to use the side of the chair, that's completely fine. If you want to come up here like I am, that's cool too. The right foot remains where it's at. The left leg kicks back on the side. Okay? Again, turn that right foot in, or right foot forward. Turn the left foot in. Turn that back quadricep, hamstring in, nice and smooth. Good. And on your next inhale, take the arms up. And then exhale, bend that right knee, find warrior 1. Again, even though that front knee is bent, we want to keep about 3/4 of the weight in our back leg. Good, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Now, when you're holding warrior 2, kind of look down the inner part of your right knee. You should only be able to see kind of like your front big toe, your toe area. If you see none of your toes or more of your toes, adjust accordingly. So again, if you're wearing shoes like I am here, again, kind of envision where that front big toe would be at. And then let's bring our front leg to that micro bend earlier that I was talking about. And we're going to move into reverse triangle, okay? So it's not reverse warrior, the front knee bent, front leg is at a micro bend here, okay? And the right palm turns up, inhale, and then a light touch of the back hand, reverse triangle. Hold for 3, 2, come back up to neutral, okay? Engage the core, navel to low back, really energize the whole body. And we're going to move into Konasana, triangle pose. So right arm pitches forward, left hip pitches back, right hand comes down, left arm goes up, Konasana, triangle. Now, some of you may feel comfortable not using the chair. You may have a block. Maybe you don't need to take the hands to the floor, or maybe you want to take the hands to the floor. Again, your choice of where you're at. If you do take the hands to the block or the floor, I recommend hands to the outer edge of the foot as opposed to inner. That's just my personal preference, but if you want to keep it to the inner part, that's fine. And if you did take your hand to the floor, bring it back up to the chair if there is one by you, or just prop yourself back up. Good. And then when you're ready, take your time, bend the front knee, find warrior 2 just once more. And then your choice. You can windmill the hands down, find downward facing dog, take a flow, or straighten the front leg, take the hands to hips, walk the feet in. Give yourself a shake out. And we'll sigh the breath out, H-A-S-A, let it all go. Good. From here, from your left, if you are using your mat, left foot eventually will come forward and find warrior one. When ready, the left foot's going to remain in the middle part of your seat. The right leg's going to kick out to the side. The left foot's going to turn in. We're going to find warrior one again. So again, make sure everything's all nice and balanced, lined up. The arms up, relax your shoulders, but reach to the fingers. Bend that front knee and hold. Good. Inhale here. Then exhale, hands to heart. Left arm forward, right arm back. Warrior two. Inhale, front leg to a micro bend. Okay, we're going to move into that reverse triangle again. Okay, so left palm turns up, light touch to the backhand, reverse triangle. Inhale here, and then begin to transfer your way into Konasana, triangle pose. So left arm pitches forward, right hip pitches back. Gauge this, and find triangle pose. Again, if you want to take your hands to the floor, that's fine. If you want to press up to the ball of the left foot, maybe this way it keeps the top arm nice and light. I recommend doing that. And if you are able to look up to the ceiling, that's cool. But if you have a neck issue, you can always look to the side or to the floor. If you did take your hand to the floor and you're using a chair, take your time coming back up. And we'll all make our way back up there. Find warrior two. And again, your choice. Windmill the hands down if you want to take a downward dog. Otherwise, front leg comes up. Turn the feet in. Walk the feet in. And we will have a seat. Okay. Give yourself a nice little shake. So for those of you who are using your mats, we're going to move into Pigeon series. So when you're ready, that right leg shin can come forward. You can hold a half pigeon, single pigeon, double pigeon, or thread the needle if you like. But for this purpose, for today's class, we're going to do a seated pigeon in a chair. So from here, what we're going to do is this. The left knee is going to go over the left ankle, and the right leg is going to come up like so. Now, if you do have a severe hip issue, or you had hip surgery recently, or your leg's up at a diagonal like this, you're going to modify this pose where the left leg will come forward first and the right leg will stay on top. So this is your modification for this seated pigeon pose. Otherwise, if you're here, close to it, you're going to come here. Now, don't force anything, though. Don't force anything down. Let gravity take its course, okay? If you're not here today, there's always tomorrow. Because remember, yoga, like life, it's about the journey, not the destination, okay? So it just takes practice and time. So wherever you are, that top foot, whether it's extended out or up here, flex the toes towards the kneecap. This way it protects the knee and opens up the hamstring. All right, and then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to lift the arms up on your inhale, then lengthen out and fold forward as you exhale, nice and smooth. And one hip might be tighter than the other. About 9 out of every 10 people have one hip that's more open than the other. So if you feel tight on this side, it's okay. You may feel more open on the other side. Don't forget to breathe. Use that Ujjayi breath. And from here, what you're going to do, again, if you're on your mats, If you're in double pigeon or thread the needle, you have the option of just switching sides from here. If you want to take a flow here in a moment, you can. But those of you who are taking half pigeon or single pigeon, again, bring the hands back up to half pigeon if you're in single, and then you'll make your way to downward dog, and then otherwise you'll switch sides here and bring it nice and smooth. If you're on your mats, when you're ready, left leg will come through. Seated pigeon style again, modify either by coming up like so or coming up nice and smooth like this, okay? Same thing we did on the first side, you'll do here. Flex the toes, make sure everything, if you are seated like this, knee over ankle. All right, now your next inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lengthen out and fold forward. Good. And from here, if you are on your mats, regardless of what position you're in, please eventually slowly come out of your pose and make your way to downward facing dog. For those of you who are seated like this, begin to reach the arms forward and out, and take the hands to heart. If you're on your mats in time, please make your way onto your backs. We're gonna take one round of a bridge pose. For those of you who are seated like me, we're going to take what we call Locust Arms. So bridge series, folks. Again, if you're comfortable, you know how to do it properly, take one round of bridge. Just make sure you set your feet up right so your feet will be hip distance apart, and your fingertips barely graze the backs of the heels before you come up to your bridge, the bridge pose that you would like to take. For those of you who are seated like I am, interlace the hands, kind of like taking like what we call Locust Arms or Shalabhasana arms. You're going to interlace the hands and send the arms out at a diagonal like this. If you can't interlace your hands, grab your strap, take your hands about shoulder distance apart, and you can just reach out and pull the strap apart. Okay, so you're kind of looking like this almost, okay? So again, your choice, whether you're interlacing or not. We're going to hold here for a couple more breaths. Don't force anything. Good. Deep breath here. And gently unwind, coming all the way down. Nice and smooth. Okay, for those of you who are on your backs, I'm going to take it, if you're comfortable taking a supine twist, feel free to do so. For those of you who are seated in a chair, we're going to just kind of take that same easy twist that we took at the beginning of class. So from here, what you're going to do is the right hand's going to reach back to the back part of the chair behind you, and then regardless if you're in a supine twist or seated twist, we're going to turn to the right. So for seated twisters, the left hand's going to go to the outer edge of the left leg. The left hand's going to go to the outer edge of the right leg. Press down to the back part of your chair, lengthen up and twist. Again, for those of you who are on your backs, knees fall to the right. Make sure your arms are in a T shape if you are doing that. If you have a healthy enough neck, maybe look over the left shoulder. But if not, keep it neutral. But if you're in a chair, do as I'm doing here. If you're able to look behind you, if you have a healthy neck, you can look over that right shoulder. Good. Well, no matter where you are in your mat or chair, bring everything back to neutral. Now we're going to do the same thing, switch sides. So switch everything over. The right hand will go to the outer edge of the left leg. Press down and away in the back part of the chair and twist. And again, if those of you are on your mats, once more, knees will go over to the legs will go over to the left. Look over the right shoulder if it's accessible to you. Good. From here, bring everything back to neutral. And for those of you who are on your mats, if you would like to take a happy baby, you can. If we're moving to our final rest today. For those of you who are sitting in a chair, if you have an extra chair handy, you want to place your feet on the chair for an extra little kickstand, you're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can sit up nice and tall like I'm going to be doing. Again, your choice. For those of you who are on your mats, if you want to take traditional Shavasana, which is corpse pose, go there. You can also take Viparita Karani, legs up the wall, where you sit on the floor, take one of your outer hips to the wall and take the legs up the wall, allowing the blood to drain from your feet down towards the knees. Or you can also sit in a meditative position. So I'll give a few moments for you to find your whatever spot you're going to take. Good, and wherever you're at, just begin to close the eyes. And sigh the breath out, H-Asana, let it all go. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Just relax the face, the jaw, shoulders, fingers, toes, and melt into your Shavasana. Begin to increase the breath. Now, if you would like to remain in your restful state, feel free to do so. You can definitely stay there. But for those of you who are ready to come out, again, when you're ready, maybe take the arms up and overhead. If you're on the floor, hug the knees, chest. Eventually roll over to one side and bring yourself back up to an easy seated position. Again, if you're able to keep the eyes closed, feel free to do so. But if it feels weird or awkward, you can open them though. Nice deep inhale as the arms come up. And exhale, hands to heart. And we'll bow the chin down for gratitude. Thank you all very much for letting me facilitate your practice today. And again, hopefully you learned something new and continue to build upon your yoga practice. And whatever you learn on the yoga chair or the yoga mat, hopefully you'll be able to share that with those close to you, or even strangers, even acts of kindness, being more humble, being kind, being patient. Those acts of kindness can go a long way to making our world a much better place to live in. May all beings everywhere know love and peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.